Hi, Dawn Lambert with Town and Lake Homes and eXp Realty, coming to you today mid-March to give you a market update of the local real estate market in the Smith Mountain Lake area. I wanted to go over today the tips for home buyers as well as sellers, in addition to the market update. So I'll include all of those things in the video today. So today our local market is showing no signs of slowing down. It's a little surprising to some. They thought after this cold winter that things would be slow, but if anything, it is continuing to heat up. Price appreciation forecast by the so-called experts have actually been appreciated or increased. So you're going to see in this graph here that the estimate end of December, end of last year, they thought the price appreciations for 2022 would probably average 8% nationwide, and now they've increased that to over 10% for the year. Again, that's a national average, and I'm seeing in the Smith Mountain Lake area that our numbers are actually a little higher than average as far as price appreciation. The next thing is mortgage appreciation, mortgage interest rates, Market instability affects all of us. As you know, the stock market has been going up and down, crazy down mostly, and going more into the bond market. This war in Ukraine has caused more market uncertainty and briefly halted the rise of interest rates just last week. So for example, the Fed had said we would be raising interest rates a certain number of times, and that was halted last week briefly because of all of the uncertainty and not everything going on. So in the short term, we do expect rates to stay historically low. And over the past 5 decades, this still is a very historically low time. But in the long term, the rates will most likely be increasing in the coming months. Low inventory, we still have record low inventory. In fact, it is shockingly low. You'll see in the next graph that the decline of active listings in the Smith Mountain Lake area, comparing February to February of the last several years, has dramatically declined. We would normally have about 400 listings per month for the month of February, just in the immediate lake area, and that's now at 94. So very few homes to sell. So tips for sellers. As we discussed, the number one reason to sell a home now is that we have such low inventory. Sellers are in the driver's seat and can really think about the price that they'd like to get for their home. Secondly, mortgage interest rates will be increasing. Third, your equity in your home is growing in record amounts. You may be surprised, and it may be time to get a current value of your home. Number 4, there will be competition later this year. As we discussed, there will be more coming on the market. So quick recap on the selling side, anyone thinking of selling this year at all shouldn't wait. The seller has the best chance of optimizing your return when the demand is high and supply is limited. Later this year, inventory should increase and the market will be more competitive. Something to think about for sure. Now on the buyer side, if you are a buyer, I know it has been very frustrating. I've tried to help a lot of buyers, and there have been multiple offers on homes, and sometimes it may take 3 or 4 homes or offers in order to win one in these crazy times. So we have a lot of strategies and tips for you as well. So number 1 is you need to come prepared. So you need to get not only pre-qualification, but a pre-approval letter if you're getting any kind of mortgage financing. So before you get serious about even looking, make sure you have all of your ducks in a row with your pre-approval letter. That helps you be able to come to market when homes come the day of listing. You want to have that pre-approval letter in hand. And while we're on the subject, you need to make sure you have a trusted realtor that can let you know the day a home comes on the market, or maybe even before. I can set you up on a hot sheet so that you know what's coming to the market before it even is listed. And that way you can beat the rush per se and be prepared on day one, if not before. The next thing you want to consider as a buyer is not to consider even offering anything less than the list price of the home. Most homes are going for 1 to 3% over the list price, sometimes much more. So we need to discuss some strategies in pricing and where you might get that winning bid. And next, you need to consider not asking for favors or extras. So in other words, if you think you love the furniture in a home and they may throw it in, or let's say if you see a repair that needs to be done or a board that needs painting, you're going to have to plan to do it later because the sellers are going to look less favorably on offers that have a lot of extras thrown in. The next thing would be contingencies, to consider removing contingency clauses. And I know that is very risky, especially when it comes to home inspections. But if a seller has multiple offers and they're looking at them on the table, and some have contingencies for whether it's appraisal or something like a home inspection, it's going to be more in your favor if you do not have those contingencies. Increasing the amount of your earnest money deposit is another factor that's very important. So most sellers will put 1% down as a deposit if they end up winning the offer. But another thing that makes it more attractive is to increase the amount of your deposit. It lets the seller know that you're very serious when it comes to that. And other tip would be for buyers to give the sellers extra time to move out. So a lot of these sellers are not knowing where they're going in this market at this time. So if you could do anything to give them a delayed closing or a rent back or other things we can be creative on to give them that extra time they need to move out. So those are some tips for both buyers and sellers and a quick market update. So you need a trusted real estate professional, whether you're on either end of the buying aspect or selling. So feel free to give me a call, subscribe to this YouTube channel today, and my website is also below. You can contact me at any time. Thank you. Have a great day.